So we're talking about the Google UX UI course, right? Well, here's one of my projects from the course. Now the question is taking the course really worth it? Check it out. Hey, what is good? What's the business? How y'all doing, man? I'm alright, I'm feeling good, Woke up this morning, I've been watching a guy by the name of 19 Keys, and I've been watching a bunch of people, thought leaders, and they told me I should wake up and give myself an affirmation. First thing I do when I wake up is give myself an affirmation. So I've been trying that lately. I don't know, it can't hurt, you know what I mean? So I wake up and say, I am great. And I looked up and I'm great. No, for real though. I am V, I'm your host for today, and today we're gonna talk about this Google UX UI course that I told you I was gonna talk about, right? Yeah, I took the course. Why did I take the course? I took the course because I figured it's always room to enhance my skill set. Did I think I was gonna learn anything from it? I don't know, but I took it anyway. So, without further ado, here are a couple reasons why I think you should take the Google UX UI course. First of all, let's get into what is UX UI. UX is user experience, UI is user interface, right? The goal of these two are separate, however they intertwine. And you learn all this in the course, but it's basically trying to find the best way to design a user experience. Design a user experience. We still in here. Graphic designer still in the building, you know what I'm saying? We still designing. But this comes in most of the time apps, websites, but it even comes into your day-to-day design. So I'm gonna tell you the best parts about this Google course, right? The Google UX UI course is 3 to 6 months. 3 to 8 months probably, because I went hard. And I forgot how much it costs. It's like $40 a month, somewhere around there. The best parts of this course is what you really want to know about, right? Should you be taking it? Okay, so there's two answers to this. If you're a graphic designer, sure, but maybe. But if you're just starting, definite. The best part of this course is it's a course. You got teachers, right? These teachers, it's an online course, and these teachers, I don't know if you want to call them professors, but these teachers, right? These people who teach in the course, they actually work for Google. And they actually work in the UX UI space. So you're getting information from top-notch employees and people who are really experienced in the field of UX UI. So that's one. Two is they're telling you from a standpoint of a big corporation. And they're telling you basically what big corporations are looking for. So they're teaching you how to learn from Google's point of view. That's huge because at some point in time, you could possibly even work for Google. Knowing their branding and standards and their guidelines and how they work, you can actually possibly get into Google. There's a couple stories that the people was telling in the course that they took the course and now they work for Google. So, it's a possibility. I'm not working for Google. Side note, I am not working for Google. I wish I was, but I'm not. Another reason why you should take the course is because you get a better understanding of the UX UI process. Now, I can admit, I didn't know what the UX UI process was. I didn't know the thoughts behind it. I didn't know why they even called it UI UX. I figured as a graphic designer, I'm doing UX UI. I do web development, so I do this already, right? But I was wrong, to a degree. I learned some stuff from this course. I learned about, my thought pattern and the thought patterns of users. That's a big key. UX UI is user-centric. So as graphic designers, a lot of times we make stuff that we like and things that function better for us. But for UX UI, you're making things that function better for the overall people. And it doesn't matter if you like it or not. The design is secondary to the functionality. So that's something that you will learn, and they'll drill it in your head during the course. So the processes are very important in UX UI. Prototyping, wireframing, research questions, the type of methodologies for research. It's a lot that they're gonna teach in the class. And there's a lot of stuff that you don't know as general knowledge. You probably kind of do it just because it makes sense, but once you put it into a process and you give it a name, now it's a thing. Now you UX UI. That's that. Now the next reason why you should take this course is because they make you use Figma and Adobe XD. Now these are two prototyping tools to make websites and apps, and this is how you make your digital wireframes and your mock-ups and stuff like that. Now, obviously, as a graphic designer, you could do this in any other program that you like, you know, InDesign or Photoshop or even Illustrator. You know, it'd be a little harder in Illustrator, but InDesign and Photoshop probably be your tools to make these types of wireframes and prototypes. But Figma and XD are the industry standard. So as a UX UI designer in a company setting, you would only be responsible for one task. Maybe it's designing, maybe it's doing research, but you wouldn't be responsible for the whole thing. And then after that, you know, you have to give it out to the developers or the engineers. You wouldn't be responsible for all that. Now as an independent, you're responsible for all that, so it really don't matter. But so if you're working for a company, they have a process, right? You make the wireframe, you ship it off to the designer. Then the designer makes the digital wireframe and ships it off to the developer. You know, these type of processes happen. So XD and Figma, without knowing any code, you can actually make functional, semi-functional websites and apps. And this way, when you pass it on to the next person, the engineer or the developer, they can see exactly how this app or website is supposed to work to a degree, right? And you can put your notes in because there's certain things that you can't do, but for the most part, you can see how this app is supposed to transition from page to page. You can see what happens when you click a certain button, these types of things. And I never had a reason to use Figma or XD because I can make websites in Dreamweaver and I can make mobile websites in Dreamweaver. So I figured, you know, what's the reason for me to use XD or Figma? And they gave me a reason to use it. And turns out it's actually helpful to use. So that's another reason why. XD and Figma are two of the softwares that they use for the course, and it'll get you into the practice of using those softwares if you never used them before. Last but not least, I think you should take the course because it gives you projects to work on, right? You're thinking UX, UI, where do you start? What should you be doing? What type of projects do you do for UX, UI? I don't know. Well, I didn't know. I know now. But, you know, this Google course gives you three? I think it was either 3 or 4 projects to do within the time of the course. And these projects from start to finish. Wireframing, like I said, wireframing, prototyping, all the way to the mock-up, start to finish in XD and in Figma specifically. And then they let you pick which one you like best, but it makes you have, and they give you prompts so you can, you know, it's a bunch of prompts. I did one on a food truck, an app for a food truck. They give you prompts for certain scenarios and you make an app and a responsive website based on the prompts that you pick. So you got 3 projects to do and you get graded for these projects. So you have to do it right. It's not just some, you know, you do whatever. No, it has to be done to a certain standard. So those are the reasons why I think you should take the Google UX UI course. You know, it's a little time out your life, but it's also a learning experience. And like I said, as designers, we have to keep learning. We have to move with the trends. We have to be forward thinking and not just stuck into making logos or using Photoshop, right? That's it for today, y'all. Hit the likes, hit the subscribes, follow me on Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and wherever else you see Clay Vision Designs. Follow me there. Hit the likes, hit the comments again. I am V, Clay Vision Designs. See y'all next time. Peace.